The Champions League back with a bang this week. Some tasty fixtures. Here they are in all their glory. Here is everybody's pick. Let's start, shall we? Shaq, you're going for Napoli to beat Real Madrid.
Yep. Napoli in form. Real Madrid kind of grinding out wins, but not very convincing. They have some injury issues. I just feel Napoli, especially that second leg at home, our favorite here.
You disagree?
Clearly.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe the graphic shows that we disagree.
Yeah.
Let's
we'll give it away.
go for Stevie. You're going for Monaco.
Yeah.
You look like you forgot.
No, I just think, you know, going forward, they got so much pace. They got the experience of Falcao. They got plenty of legs, and defensively they're pretty solid. And they're playing against a side who, going forward, are a bit the same. They've got plenty of experience. They've got legs. They've got goals in them. But defensively, City, really, you have no idea what you're getting. So that's why I'm going to go for Monaco, particularly after watching them playing against Spurs.
Yeah.
I'm going with it.
When we originally told the person who builds these graphics, Shaq, you said Monaco, and then you changed your mind to City. What happened?
Yeah, I just feel this will be more a tactical battle than a legs battle, as per Steve's claim.
What's wrong with calling it a legs battle? Is
Well,
that a
you know
problem?
what I mean. But I just feel Guardiola tactically gets us right, though. Maybe in terms of squad strength, City aren't as good as Monaco right now, but I think Guardiola gets this one right.
Well, Guardiola is not playing. He's not on the field.
No.
I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
And yet I feel the talent level of Manchester City is superior to that of Monaco. There are a lot of things that we like about Monaco, but there are also a lot of unknowns about them. And we see them a couple of times against Spurs, and all of a sudden we have a judgment on Monaco.
Yes, Steve.
And I find that Manchester City, this would be a tremendous indictment in terms of what they're trying to achieve and trying to build in this club if they're not able to get past Monaco. Monaco is not Barcelona. Monaco is not Real Madrid. This is the sort of matchup that you would want if you're Manchester City and if you want to achieve the things that you've set out for yourself.
Meanwhile, Ali, Chukanista, you. The only one choosing Dortmund to get past Benfica.
Dortmund did win the same group that they were with Real Madrid. There is something about this club that in the competition, in Champions League, they're able to raise their game. I think in the Bundesliga, they're simply falling into a rhythm in which they know they're not winning it, and not every game really matters to them in the Bundesliga. Whereas Champions League, that seems to be what they're paying the most attention to.
And that's one of the reasons why I took Benfica over Dortmund, because if you think that you can go through a season or a tournament thinking that you can turn up just whenever you fancy it, you're very much mistaken for me. That's why one of the reasons I've gone for Benfica over Dortmund.
And you don't like Thomas Tuchel as well. Let's just put that out there.
That's not true. I think Thomas Tuchel's a good coach.
Okay.
Just not quite as good as people think he is.
Oh, there it is.
Are you going for Ben Keeper?
No, I went for Benfica. As good as Dortmund were in the group stage, I just feel the knockout stage, it takes on a life of its own. And Dortmund are a counter-attacking team. Tactically, I just find them too naive this season, and especially right now, I think Benfica get the better of them.
Champions League, of course, will dominate the discussion on our show throughout the week. You can join us 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN News.
Champions League back this week with a round of 16 first leg ties. Here's the first four this
I've
week.
lost some weight.
Paris Saint-Germain, you spent enough time in Paris during the summer against Barcelona.
I'm going to go for a draw in the first leg. Barca to go through. Under pressure, Unai Emery. This is a club that spent billions chasing that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, the Champions League. But it still looks as far away as ever for me. And I'm going to go for a draw at least at home and Barca to go through over the two legs.
I'm going to take Paris Saint-Germain to win at home, but probably to go out overall. Benfica against Dortmund. Remember, all these teams finished second in their group, and these were all group winners. Dortmund ahead of Real Madrid.
Yeah, but I'm just not convinced about them defensively. I think they probably will go through over the two legs, but I'm going for a Benfica win in Lisbon. Great stadium, fantastic atmosphere. They're strong at home. and they're defensively weak. I would not be totally shocked if Benfica put them out over the 2 legs, but I think Dortmund are just edging it at the moment.
Napoli are the only team to go to Stadio da Luz in a year and win there. But again, I'm with you. I think Dortmund will probably go through. Speaking of Napoli, what about that against Real Madrid?
Yeah, I mean, he's scoring lots of goals. Dries Mertens playing out his skin. Marit Hamsik, lots of talent there. But I got to. I got to go for Real Madrid. You know, when the chips are down, most of the time, 99 times out of 100, these big boys and these big players turn up, especially for the Champions League. That's the one Ronaldo and co. Really want to win. So I'm going Real Madrid.
Gone back over the years, Schalke are the only team to have beaten them at home since April 2011 in the Champions League. It's a fortress.
I think we did that game.
We
Roberto
did.
Di Matteo was manager, and it was a real shock at the time.
Plenty of goals in that as well. Now Bayern against Arsenal again.
Well, after the week I've had with Arsenal fans, I'll tell you. Some good, some bad. But, I mean, taking that aside, you know, beat Hull at the weekend. But they're now in total control of the Bundesliga.
They are.
It was tight for a while. They've got a good gap now. Dortmund are falling off the pace. Leipzig have been the big chasers with Eintracht Frankfurt. Ancelotti loves this competition as well. How much would it mean to him to win it after 3 goals from Pep Guardiola?
Yep.
They're starting to pick up a bit of pace. I just think they're too strong for Arsenal.
You had a chance to appease yourself with the Arsenal fans there, and look what you did.
I tell you what, I'd need to stick that more than just here to appease myself. They're not going to beat Barca, are they?
They shouldn't.
That's on Valentine's Day, but there won't be much romance in Paris, according to our SPI. PSG, the French champions, just 19% to get past the Catalans. Gab, is that about right?
No, I don't think that's right at all. I think PSG certainly have more than a 19% chance. Remember, it's not as if Barcelona have been firing on all cylinders either. Busquets and Iniesta are going to be back, but they haven't actually, neither one has actually started a game in a while. Paris Saint-Germain, on the night, they can raise their game. They showed it last year. They've showed it this year with Emery as well. They're obviously underachieving, but then to some degree, so are Barcelona.
Unfortunately for them, Gab, but it'll need to be on the 2 nights, won't it? So, you know, and I don't see it over the 2
Yeah,
legs.
that's true.
This is Barcelona's, this is their holy grail, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
La Liga looks as if it's, although they won't give up on it with the games in hand and the problems they've had, it's almost like they think, right, this is the most likely one we've got, and they know they can raise their game, the players are coming back, and I just don't see PSG being strong enough over
They are
the 2 legs.
struggling a little, Barcelona. I mean, look at the middle of the park. If this was Busquets,
Iniesta.
Iniesta, who am I missing? Rakitic. Then I would be 100%
So you got for
with the
PSG?
with the SPI, but it's not. It's Mascherano. It's Denis Suarez. So in the
who's
middle of the
favourites?
park, they're struggling, and the 3 up front
So who's favourites?
haven't exactly been on fire either, have they?
Well, so it's PSG then?
There's no Mascherano
No.
either, by the way, for this clash.
Right, it's PSG. Right, thanks. Right, so it's Barcelona.
Yes, it's I'm going with Barcelona, but if you keep your trap shut for 2 minutes, then you would hear me turning around and going to say, look, this is not going to be quite as easy as they think.
Oh, thanks.
Again, I'm going to say exactly the same thing. If I'm putting money on it, I'm going to put my money on Barcelona.
Right.
You're putting a lot of money on a lot of
Because
So
things.
you're arguing with the
PSG
SPI,
in
not us.
Champions Leagues, I've always gone out to the so-called better team.
That's
But
fine.
I'll tell you what, this is not a foregone conclusion whatsoever.
Oh, none of them are.
If PSG wants to look at where Barcelona can be vulnerable, they can take a look at that second half in the Copa del Rey semifinal
Yep.
against Atletico Madrid, where Barcelona could not complete more than 3 or 4 passes in a row. They had difficulties getting out of their own half. They were hanging on in the end. But in order to do that, you have to be willing to press Barcelona higher up the field. Doing that exposes you to one-on-one situations on the other side. The question is whether Unai Emery is willing to take that chance of having PSG press higher, where he doesn't quite have the defenders to defend in those one-on-one
I mean, you have to be living in the moon if you know Barcelona haven't been playing as well as they have been by their heady standards. But correct me if I'm wrong, neither is PSG. So
They're getting better, though, PSG.
I don't know, they've been pretty good since the start of the year.
Yeah.
They're averaging nearly 3 goals a game since.
in the league
since-
that you say is not very good. Yeah, well, brilliant.
Are you guys okay?
Hey, all they
You
can
guys all right?
all they can do is score goals. All they can do is beat the teams in front of them. And when you're averaging 3 goals a game nearly, then I don't care who's put in
You don't
front of
normally
you.
say that when the camera's not
You're
on.
going to be pretty
You say
confident.
it's not very good.
No, you deal with him. Don't deal with
Is there,
me.
is there any single thing I can commit with today? You're not going to be contrary about it.
Talk to me about
If I say
Sacco.
black, you're going to say white.
Well, possibly.
Well, someone's sleeping on the sofa.